On today's episode of SEO Lunch, has the good old Google Pigeon been pecking away at your analytics? Well, say that 3 times fast. In today's episode, we're going to show you some tips to maximize your website's SEO and local SEO. Hey everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of SEO Lunch. Man, it feels really good to say that. It's been quite a while. It's been a couple of months, actually. We've been very busy at the studio. But SEO Lunch is back and better than ever, and SEO Lunch is your look at the latest and greatest in inbound marketing tips, search engine optimization tips, and other elements to affect and boost your website. Today, I'm going to address something that we've gotten a lot of requests for and also seen a lot of shakeups in inbound.org and other aggregate sites is Google Pigeon. So I wanted to address local SEO because I don't think local SEO is addressed enough here, and I certainly don't think it's addressed enough on the web as well. So what Google Pigeon is, it was a very recent update. If you saw your analytics drop or change around September or so, you might already know about this. But some other advancements have been made lately, and some things have changed. So I'm here to talk a little bit about what was affected on the local SEO level with Google Pigeon, named because, pigeons, they're just walking around pecking, looking in their very, very immediate area for food or other things. So very aptly titled, new update to Google. So if your analytics have dropped, this will be really especially helpful to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over a few of the things that have changed, a few of the things they've done, and then we're going to go over some possible solutions for you. So what have they done? Well, for one, geo-targeting has become more specific. So the radius for a search on Google is actually a lot smaller than it used to be. This is going to affect you if you're something like, let's say, a pizza delivery company, for example, because you might have had a radius of a few miles before, or a certain area where people could find you if they do a quick search on their phone from their house, but now you may or may not still be on that local radar. Kind of coinciding with that, another update they've made is they really went in there and they looked at businesses and they looked at what was called the 7-pack. The 7-pack is basically that look of that listing of different businesses. Sometimes you do a Google search for a restaurant or a specific type of food or a hotel or something like that. And what would happen before is you would see all of those listings in a row, basically telling you, okay, this business A, business B, business C, business D, and so on for 7 of them, giving you their contact information and a link to their website. Well, Google decided to do away with those in a lot of cases and in very specific cases. In a little bit, once I finish talking about this, I'll show you an example on my screen here. So what they did was 2 different things. One, they outright removed the 7-pack from certain searches. And the other thing they did was, in many cases, they actually condensed the 7-pack to what is now a 3-pack. So only 3 businesses on a Google search. And I'll show you what that looks like a little bit here. So if we direct our attention to the screen here, we have Web Designer. And you're going to notice that there are these businesses right here, these 3 or 4 businesses here. That would be like a 3 or a 4-pack of search. If I go to Web Developer, you're going to notice that there is nothing here. So this means 2 things for you. One, it means that they are cracking down. So you're going to want to make sure that the keywords in your content are actually going to be, centered around the keywords that are actually going to show up on Google Places, things like that. For example, if I look at that from our studio perspective, we might want to go towards the web design or web designer keywords because those are the keywords that are going to be showing up on Google or Google Places at least. And we actually are going to have an article here that's actually going to show you how to set up a Google Places account if you do not yet have a Google Places or Google Business account, which we highly, highly recommend. Because if you don't have that, it doesn't matter. You're not going to show up on the 7-pack or not, right? What has been found in the last couple of months, if you've read articles, is that more and more of Google searches are actually pertaining again to the 7-pack or showing up again. So I think they've scaled that back a little bit and they're starting to include that 7-pack again. This will also affect you if you're a business like a law firm or a real estate agency, a business that isn't as immediate. If I'm on my phone and I'm looking for something, it's probably going to be like food, or maybe I'm driving and I need somewhere to stay for the night. These kind of places are still going to appear and show up on those 7-pack and 3-pack searches, but it's very possible that what will happen with the other guys like real estate agencies, law firms, places that don't have as immediate of a response. I'm not just going to pick a lawyer and jump. I'm going to research and go from there. I'm not just going to buy a house. I'm going to research the house with different real estate agencies. Those less spontaneous searches are basically going to be potentially have the removal of these 7-pack or 3-pack search results. You also might notice the arrival of a lot of these directories. And when I say directory, I mean something like a Yelp or another business directory. This is actually something that used to be prevalent back in the day with Google SEO, but then people gamed the system and then they went to small business websites and actual landing websites and the Google places. Well, folks, now it's back. So now we have directories again. So a recommendation from our team here is actually to get back on those directories. And actually the article we have that will be linked probably right down here or up there or somewhere will actually give you a list of a few directories you can start with beyond Google and beyond Yelp, beyond the more obvious ones. These are great directory sites to include your business on. That way people can find you if they do end up searching for food and then find you in a directory. That's another thing they changed. So what are some tips you can do? Some tips you can employ other than setting up Google Places and optimizing your keywords, things like that. There are actually a couple of really cool little tips you can use here. One is to actually create directories of your own. So basically what I mean by that is if you are a business in insert city or town name here, what you can do is you can actually create a directory of, maybe these are the best places to go to stay. These are the best places to go for a lawyer. These are the best places to go for recreation and entertainment. And as you pick, as you link to these other websites, that's going to increase both, technical traffic because Google loves seeing external links as much as they love seeing internal links. But it's also going to provide some visibility to other businesses or to your business when people are looking for other things. So if somebody searches for a lawyer and they see, you're a pizza company and they search for a lawyer and you have their directory information, they might get to your website first. And now they know that you're a pizza joint that they can go to. So there's a lot of cool little things there. On an even more organic level, one tip we actually have, and we didn't believe it at first, but we've seen it happen with a lot of our client websites and case studies with clients, is actually get involved in your community. I know it sounds a little bit absurd and kind of against the point of technical SEO and organic SEO, but getting links from other businesses who appreciate what you've done is really, really helpful. And sometimes you'll get social media shares from these other businesses, and people really do see that. If you volunteer or donate food or whatever it might be, depending on what business you run, you're going to get attention from other websites, and you can even ask. In the article I reference, we reference, perhaps you've a pizza place and you donate pizza to a local school event, right? And then you just ask, you say, hey, I donated this pizza, I donated this food. I would really appreciate it if we get a social mention, or hey, maybe you should link us on your site and we'll link you back. Those sorts of conversations really help, both bolster your own, cred with each other or your own rep with each other from school to business or from business to other business, but they also help out online as well. Pay it forward, ask, become a local resource, improve your content, focus on long tail keywords. Do a quick Google search. I just did that, web designer versus web developer. Do a Google search. So maybe somebody, pizza. If you do a search for pizza, I'll actually do it here to show you. Just a search for basic pizza. You're going to notice that no actual businesses show up here. It doesn't exist. So maybe you shouldn't be, focusing on pizza searches. You should be focusing on something more long tail or a keyword that is longer, like best pizza in our case, Dartmouth, Massachusetts. There's really cool tips there. Another tip is to continue to watch our show. This is our little shameless plug. As we really do appreciate the subscribers. Hey, it's free. It's on YouTube. Look right over there. Click the big old red subscribe button. Tell some friends. If you have friends that are into SEO or other business partners that might want to see this, subscribe to us. Please let them know about our services. Let them know about our SEO lunch show. And if you're a WordPress developer, let them know about our Press This show, where we compare plugins, some free, some paid, and theme solutions for your website going forward. It's a really, really helpful resource, and we have hundreds of videos now, so why not take advantage? On that note, we did want to mention that the show is brought to you by our wonderful Slocum themes. So Slocum themes are your place to go for some awesome themes. We have business themes with great call to action areas built right in, photography themes, journalism and blogging, newspaper themes, the whole kit and caboodle. Check them out. We have them for free. We have pro versions, slocumthemes.com. Thank you so much, guys.